Hey viewers, I'm continuing to work on this vintage Italian road bike I bought, this Atala, and what I want to look at right now is the sagging chain. See how just loose it is there? And so I want to try to figure out what the issue is and resolve it. When working on an issue, try the simplest stuff first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the wheel is pulled all the way back. So release the skewer here, pull the wheel back, and lock it in place, and yeah, it's still droopy, so that's not the issue. Now, another possible reason why a chain might be sagging like this is the derailleur is not pulling out, taking out the slack here. And so this cage has lots of spring to it. It's pulling there as far as it can. And on this particular derailleur, I don't think there's a spring up in here. I think that's just a pivot point. So it's there. And I'm assuming that this derailleur worked on this bike at some point and pulled up all the slack. So I don't think the issue is this derailleur. That has plenty of spring there, and this doesn't, which like I said, I don't think I have a spring there. But if the cage lacks spring, or if there was a spring in here and it lacks spring, what I would do is I'd take the derailleur apart and check the springs out, maybe replace them, or see if they just slipped. But this spring down here seems pretty strong, and I don't think there's a spring up there. Some other ones, you might also check the what's called the B screw here, which actually pull the derailleur back this way. But this one doesn't have one on there, so I don't think the issue is the derailleur here. Okay, the next thing I want to check for is wear and how wore the chain is. So I have my gauge here. I'll pop this down in here like this and see that. And on the 0.75, it slides down nice and easily. So let's try the 1.0 side to see if it's how worn it is. And that pops down just really nice and easily. So this chain is just extremely worn. So that could account for the saggingness to where the chain is actually worn, so it actually is like longer. And so I'm going to replace the chain, and that very well might resolve the issue. Now, I bought this bike used, so I don't know what was done to it before I got it. So it's possible that the chain had been replaced and somebody put on a chain that was slightly too long. So that's another possibility. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift it into the biggest cog on the back and the biggest chain ring on the front here, and see what that looks like. Now with the chain on the biggest cog and the biggest chain ring, I still want to see a nice little bend in the chain as it goes through the derailleur wheels there. But what I can do is to see what it would look like if I took a pair of links out of there. So I have this little piece of coat hanger bent at 2-inch parts here. So if I go ahead and I put that in there and I stretch it and take out one pair of links there, and I can barely do that. If I reach over there, notice now that's almost a straight line going through there. That is what I do not want to see. So if I took out a pair of links out of here, the chain now would be too short. So this chain is the right number of links. I can't actually take a pair of links out of here because then it would actually be too short. So I'm going to remove this worn chain here. I've got my chain brake tool here, and pop that on there. And I'll press one of these pins out. Okay, so I have the old chain here and I have the new chain here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the ends of both of the chains being like the inner plate parts here. So the thinner parts there. So pair those up. The old chain is actually going to be physically longer than the new chain due to all the worn links in there. So what I want to do, I still want to have the same number of links on the new chain as the old chain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pair them up and go link by link through there, just keeping them matched up. And I'll have to adjust because the older chain is slightly longer. So I'll just kind of adjust as I go, but keep them paired up here. And to where I get down to the end. And so there's that. There's the new chain and the old chain. So the new chain just has a few extra links there. And I want to actually remove the outer plate part here, but I'm going to remove that because the little master link part will take the place of the outer plates there. So I'm going to take a pen and I'm going to mark right on there where the last link that I'm going to remove there. Just mark on there like that. Okay, so there's the link that I want to break, so I'm going to break it right here. When you're breaking a chain, be patient and make sure that you're breaking the chain in the right place, because you can always shorten a chain, but it's a little bit more difficult to lengthen the chain without like maybe using another master link or something. But so always measure twice, cut once. And so there, I'm all set. Okay, I've run the chain here through the chain ring here and through the derailleur, and so just to see how this fits here. So like that, and I can already see that it looks way better than it did before. So I'm gonna go ahead and join the two ends of the chain here. I've got the KMC missing link thing that came with the chain. Very cool. I love these little things because they snap together. So I'll put the two little end pieces here in the chain and bring the end of the chain together, just kind of snap it into place. And get the little pins in place here. Then pull it apart like that. Well, I got the new chain installed and it's not sagging anymore. Everything looks so much better. I'm still in the small combination here, but just to double check, I want to make sure it still looks good in the big combination. So I'll shift up here, big cog and big chain ring. I still got nice little curve going through the pulleys there. So I'm going to call this fixed. Hope you found this useful or interesting. If you did, please click like on my video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, click the big subscribe button and you'll see new videos as I come out. I'm always coming out with new videos. I have a webpage, rjthebikeguy.com. Go over there, subscribe there. I have all my videos categorized over there, and I also have some forums. You can go over and ask repair questions over there. And I have a Facebook page, RJ the Bike Guy. Go over there, like that page. I post a lot of stuff over there as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.